And hello and welcome back.
Hello.
Yes, I'm Gard. This is John. And unfortunately, we don't have Tor with us this day either, but that was expected.
Yeah,
He is
he's very
busy
busy.
trying to make the world better. Poor guy. Yeah.
Or make it burn. I think.
Well, yeah, depending on how it goes, I think.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, this is Random Encounters. We're gonna continue doing what we have been doing for the last 3 streams. We've been working on the Mimir encounters. Last time we started on the big guy. Yep, which is a thing out of my nightmares. Only you would.
I love it.
To be honest, my nightmares look a lot more amazing. Think cosmic horror when you come to my nightmares.
So basically Cthulhu.
Oh no, even better. Yeah.
Oh.
No, my last nightmare involved the Earth itself had been kidnapped and placed into some sort of artificial construct circling basically a failed star. So when you looked up into the sky, you saw this ginormous, writhing, bubbling, churning ember that just looked like it was gonna swallow the Earth at any point.
Why does that sound so much like a Doctor Who episode?
I have no idea. But that's essentially that's the stuff of my nightmares, which is more like awesome.
Yeah.
But that's basically cosmic horror. This, however, is a mythological being slash technological being. Now, last time when we started this, I had no idea what we were doing. I had a basic idea, like whatever, and kind of knew. Kind of knew just some basics that we agreed on, but now I've kind of made this mostly into reality, and the problem with that is now I've started having ideas.
Really?
So yeah, the plan today is that we're gonna finish this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna flesh him out literally, because he needs some more details, some more scars and wounds and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna do that and keep discussing amongst ourselves as we go. And towards the end of our stream, we'll also come with an announcement.
So stay tuned for that.
Yep. So let's see. I probably should have oversold myself too much because I don't have a definite plan of what I'm doing here. But what I'm gonna start doing, we're gonna start attacking basically the wounds on this guy's face because he is haggard.
He is. We talked last time about how we might be looking into his skull in some of them. Will that still be the plan?
I don't know. At least not in an extreme sense. I mean, technically, this is a cyborg. He would have an organic skull, like an organic brain and stuff. So I'm thinking more like I'm just gonna give him some wounds, kind of like severe and superficial wounds, but not something that goes into his skull directly, probably. Or we'll see. We'll start off with just making something up because that's what we can do. So this thing is kind of bluish skinned, so I'm thinking blue or purple blood and flesh.
Yeah. Copper based, probably.
Copper based would have given him more.
Yeah, blue skin and blue blood is usually an indicator of copper based.
Yeah, so let's go with something.
Not iron.
Yeah, let's see. Let's just go with something. I'm thinking I'm just gonna try to push this towards purple and see where that takes us.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put in a new layer there. So if I just give him like a nice little gash, like so.
Some are fresh and some might not
Let's
be.
just call let's just call it fresh enough to not have healed.
Yeah.
Um,
To
like
conform with the encounter being, well, you don't know what you will meet.
yeah, exactly. Since he is extremely variable in the way that he operates. So let's start off with that.
Yeah. And in between those, we discussed, in between those last two, we discussed maybe taking a peek into his brain or skull.
Yeah, we might make some of them a slightly like deeper.
Or, like I said, between those two. That's just a big opening. Like an axe wound. Breach.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Might be too much, maybe.
Well, we'll find out shortly. So if I just give him a good like wound to the temple there, like so, maybe I can.
Should that be also a bit of damage to the metal around that wound? Being
Yeah,
so
I
close
haven't
to
gone.
it.
Yeah, I haven't gone to that part yet.
Oh, right. I'm
Yeah,
jumping ahead.
but yeah, basically, as like there would be wounds around there, but there would also be like scratches and dents into the main structure of his armor.
Yeah.
On the side of his head, and probably like along the ear as well. Actually, I can pretty much get.
I'll try to not jump ahead too much.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Get an idea, and it has to get out, even though it is premature.
I mean, you know, people say trust the process, but that is not easy. Well, let's see. Okay, that is just some basic flesh color, we could call it. I don't know, meat color? Meat color. Let's just call it meat. And I also want to give him semblance of having bled.
Right. So dried blood streaks or something.
Yeah, I mean, let's see here. If we can just. So the eyebrow would have protected some parts of his eye, at least.
Yeah, that's what they're designed for.
Yep. It would form inside of the wrinkles of his eye. So let's just have him bleed.
Yeah. It looks very good.
Now, I'm gonna have to remember to try to make the edges of this wet later on, so that.
And a few droplets maybe on the bottom where it pools.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's say that this thing has, okay, it's pulled down his little nostril tube a little bit, but the majority of it has gone through, so. And while we're at it, let's see. Give him some more little bumps and scratches and stuff. Now, I don't know what happened to this guy, whether or not he ran into the cave troll or what he did, but, you know, whatever it was, it did a number on him.
Yep. Probably something that's way stronger than the players, though.
Oh, almost definitely. Players aren't really that strong. You know, considering his arms, he might have just scratched himself by accident.
Might be.
So let's see.
But the claw is on the wrong side for that.
Thus the awkwardness, which has made him hurt himself.
Which has made him
I don't know.
even more angry.
Yeah, I was like, ah, curse these tiny arms. Why am I? Damn you, dwarves. Okay, cool.
Cool. Some bleed marks from the gashes on the top as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's just put these in. Nice. I was considering whether or not he should have some sort of tribal tattoos on his face, but right now I'm thinking, well, considering everything else is happening, I don't know if he needs it.
No.
So yeah. Man, would it be too much if there was like
handprints?
No, more like a slight arterial spray. He's very slowly losing blood pressure. Very slowly. Okay, so that's the first part of that done. I was also thinking about doing his eye.
Yeah.
So let's see, I'm just gonna find the... Nope, that's not the layer. It's that one, yes. And now I need my palette. Let's see. That's up there. Cool.
The artificial eye, we talked maybe about giving it two pupils like the organic eye.
Oh yeah, definitely. The artificial eye should mirror his organic eye. But of course it's going to be entirely artificial, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it like a socket that like a ball-ish eye can sit inside.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So just give it a slight lip like that. Get some mysterious light sources on the outside just to annoy the fuck out of you. There we go.
Nothing new?
No, nothing new. No, we gotta keep to the classics. Now there we go. And then of course we're gonna try to make like a slight ballish shape inside of this thing. And for sake of whatever, let's see, I'm gonna, yeah. This isn't working with the highlights right now. I'm just gonna highlight the entire inside of the little holes where
The pupils, yeah.
Yeah, because if we're gonna go with light pupils, like it's hard light thing, like for some reason, sci-fi lenses are also lights.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that works, but sure. If we're gonna do that,
It looks
then,
cool. And also if it's an IR lights to give him night vision.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. And maybe he's using some sort of magical goddamn light system, something that's not even on our spectrum. Who even knows? This thing is not from around here, to say the least.
It's not.
So we're just gonna go with that. Yeah, digression, but I think it's kind of strange that I normally don't really think about the fact that, whenever you see like a sci-fi thing and then there's like things with lights in their eyes, and that's like, why would that necessarily be an eye,
Yeah.
Why would that be a camera? I've never really considered that until I started like trying to make these things myself, and I started thinking about it. It's like, why are these lights? I just took it for granted. They're like, okay, yeah, we have little light sensor eyes, and they are giving off light in their eyes. But a camera would do the same goddamn job, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, and it would be dark unless it reflected lights like the eye does.
Yeah, no, it would be dark. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be, because like it's not. But what would make something that shines better at observing the world than something that is dark and literally is made to absorb light?
Yeah, but in movies that looks boring. It looks much more menacing to have a glowing red ring around it, or from the pupil itself.
Definitely, but it's like, it makes no sense to me. I mean, I am not a scientist.
Scientifically, no, it doesn't make any sense at all.
It does look cool. It does look super cool.
It does look cool, and also when you have the red light like that, it reminds of the light reflection from a predator's eye.
Yes, this is
thus
very true.
It creates a sort of fear, and that is what they want.
Who wouldn't want something like that? Who wouldn't want like a proper like glowing eye thing happening? It would be cool.
It can also be an AR holographic vision.
Yeah, it could be. Totally could be.
So light projectors for the holographic screen just in front of the lens. Why he would have a holographic projector in front of an artificial eye when they could have fed that straight into his brain, well, who knows?
Yeah.
Just mixed it with the signal. I don't know.
I'm just thinking of like Arthur C. Clarke. The whole if something is like suitably of what is it? If something is advanced enough, it will seem like magic to.
Yeah, any technology, no matter how advanced, it will seem like magic to those who does not understand it. I think was close.
That sounds really close to what it is. Yeah. And I just simply can't. Maybe I just don't understand it. Maybe that's the fault here. I'm just too dumb to understand the grand scheme of what's happening.
Our scientific knowledge is not enough to understand it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. I mean, that's a great tool whenever you're trying to make something, though. It's like, oh no, this is just how it is because that's how their science works.
Yep.
I don't know. Leave me alone. And then some nerds is gonna like argue the fine points of this exact science for decades to come, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe even get inspired enough to try to make it.
A lot of inventions that have actually happened that way.
Oh, the best kinds, really. GPS, for instance, lightsabers.
Trying to
Teleportation, warp drive. It's
trying to lift a boat up from the bottom of the ocean with ping pong balls.
That's a good one.
They actually tried to patent that, and was rejected because it was done in a comic.
Donald Duck.
Yep. He did it first, and so when a guy tried to patent the method, he was rejected because it was done in Donald Duck first.
Yeah, you don't mess with Don Rosa, man.
I don't know. It wasn't Don Rosa.
No, but okay.
It was Karl Barks.
Oh yeah, of course it was Karl Barks. It was Karl Barks I was thinking of. I just said Don Rosa for some reason.
Well,
Don Rosa took over the mantle. But no, Karl Barks was a goddamn legend. I learned how to make gunpowder from reading Karl Barks comics.
Really?
Yeah, Donald Duck.
Yeah, there are a lot of things Donald Duck can teach us, or the comic itself, though. It's not Donald Duck everywhere.
Yeah, no, it was. Not only did Donald Duck give me the exact proportions of the chemicals, but also the chemicals. And I was like, I remember thinking, wow, got to try this one day.
And then you go to the internet and verify that it actually was correct recipe, and then okay.
Oh, I
have
have
teaching this to kids.
I have since learned that it was the correct recipe. And I'm glad I didn't try it because I like my fingers.
Yeah.
But that's how it was growing up in the 80s and 90s and even earlier.
Happy times and dangerous times.
Oh, so dangerous. I mean, there was parental supervision, but there was also a different kind of philosophy behind it.
Yeah,
it was like,
hands off.
Yeah, okay.
Go out to play. That was usually what it was.
Yes. No. You're a kid. Your place is outside for now.
Yeah.
Come back when you're an adult.
More or less.
But also there was the whole fuck around and find out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you insist on doing this. Well, okay, go ahead, do it. I bet you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Oh, you regret it now? Yeah, we should have listened, shouldn't you, dumbass?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Oh, you don't just see that kind of parenting anymore.
No, we don't. I don't know why.
Oh,
because our generation, we grew up with that, and now we are afraid to let our own children do this, go through the same. Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's because
decent people. Well, some. It made us people, at least. We survived.
Yeah, no, but it's like, the whole discussion that's been going on forever about, millennials and Gen X and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if we were American, you would be Gen X, I would be millennial. But in reality, we are kind of an in-between thing, both of us.
Yeah, I was born at the end of Gen X, and you at the beginning of millennials.
Yeah, and also because we have we're Norwegian.
Yeah.
So the cultural development was a bit slower.
In some areas.
In some areas, yes, definitely in ours though. in our geographical area, definitely. But like we are the both John and I, we are of the generation that remember a time before dial-up, before computers,
Yeah.
and also growing up with dial-up and computers at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I remember
we were
the kind of phones that
yeah.
you didn't push a button to call the number.
Rotary phones,
Rotary
man.
phones.
Yes.
Pulse-giving phones, not tone.
Yeah,
I remember
they're
those.
really cool. Really cool.
I remember.
Sometimes I look for like old like rotary phones only for like modern households. I'm glad they do make them.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
They are fun.
Let's see. We're gonna now get back on track slightly, at least discussion-wise.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some different shades of color on this guy's face. Because even a human being's face isn't just one color.
No. No part of us is the same color.
So I'm just gonna...
Even our eyes.
No. There's absolutely nothing that works the same way as you would expect. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Gonna give him some shadows around the eyes and stuff. Just putting a slight green color. Actually, I think it's a slight teal color. Actually, doesn't matter. People can see what the hell is going on.
Maybe the zips, it seems like, on his lip. That's actually enhanced. Yeah. It gets kind of grey.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and it is kind of grey. It is it's a kind of neutral mid-tone teal that I'm using for this. And it's just to sort of try to pick up certain parts of his anatomy.
It also helps to make it look like he's losing blood.
Yeah. I mean, you get that, and also since I'm doing it, like I'm putting kind of white heavy around his eyes, kind of give him the impression that he hasn't slept in a while. Which sounds torturous by itself. So let's just go with that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all I basically need to do with that. I think I am going to now add a secondary layer of light and shadow to try and pick up
Do you still have
some
the line
highlights.
Do you still have the line arts active?
Yes, I do. There is the line art is on. It's this one.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's starting to look real good without the line art as well.
Yeah, now I'm planning to keep the line art, but I'm going to go over the line art and I'm gonna erase out certain areas, like the little dish he's got going here.
Yeah.
And stuff, because that part looks really sexy without the line art.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. The line art adds a little bit of noise, which I do like. It makes things slightly more organic and chaotic, so I'm just gonna try to keep a lot of that, but I'm gonna clean up other areas just to just to make things slightly more
it also defines
easy in the...
It also defines him a bit more.
It does. I mean, the line art has helped to define like the deep creases of his face.
Yeah.
So they also serve as a very light shading.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna keep a lot of the line art. I'm just gonna erase some parts of it. Not much at all. And let's see. I need to go and find my little hello. Because I did change colors there for a second, so remove that again. Now, try not to be too heavy on this, because this is just supposed to be spotlights.
So, in other words, a lot of highlights, spotlights on the jewel.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of need the.
Yeah.
You could actually need even more, so I might go in there with a pure white and just pick up some things. I usually do that for some of the more shinier objects. Though this guy has been outside for a while, he has been weathered a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that he won't have very many of the really shiny highlights, except maybe the gem on his head.
The gem, and there might be a bit on the scratches and such, because those have exposed new metal.
That is true, yeah. But besides those, I think I'm gonna just try to keep it light. But I'm also gonna. Yeah, pun not intended. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna also just add this little bit of hint, like on the on his little wrinkles, just to make him pop just a little bit more.
Yeah, unless you want him to actually sweat a bit.
Sweat you could do differently.
Okay.
Sweat you could do actually with just pure white and some black.
But
also
a bit of a sheen to his brow and such things, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing. Yeah, you could definitely go over with some pure white and make little spots just to make him have this really glistening complexion. So we can revisit that and see how that would look like.
Yeah, put it in its own layer, and we can turn it off on and off and see.
Oh yeah. I have no problems with keeping 500 layers on a single picture.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Yeah.
Bit of a problem when I open your files sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you start using my files for stuff that were never designed to do.
Yeah. You should be that foresighted.
Who says I'm not? It's my very own sort of copy protection.
Well,
I was like, oh, you want to use that? Oh, you want to use that? Oh, okay, sure. I'll make you work for it. Yeah.
Well, the only thing that happens is that I butcher your drawings.
Yeah, no, there was that one thing. It was that cheer that we made.
Yeah, for the promo material of the Evil 101 game.
Yeah, and it was like that was like a quick drawing I made. Just it was supposed to be at least just this one thing, but I was like, oh, what if we just repurpose this thing and use it for other things? I was like, well, yeah, it was never made for that though.
I had to draw an entirely new character sitting on that chair, so I needed to redraw half the chair.
Yeah, the back of the chair was not made for a different character to sit on it.
Yeah, and it wasn't separated from the character you had drawn into it, so I needed
to... No, because I made it as much of a single layer as I could possibly do. Because I was just going full speed ahead and making it.
Yeah, and that made a lot of cleanup to me.
Yeah, so if I had kept a lot of layers, it might have been a different thing.
It might have been. Always keep your layers, ladies and gents.
It really depends. Having a lot of layers is a lovely luxury. Not everything demands it. Stuff like this don't really demand it, but there is still some stuff that I like to keep some.
Oh, you were talking about the drawing. I was
Control
talking
over.
about life.
Oh, fair point. But yeah, keep
yeah.
layers. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, for control and comfort.
Yep.
Especially comfort. So
And
gonna...
in drawings like these, yeah, because you never know what your drawing might be used for later. So having a lot of layers, sorry, and being able to pick it apart just by basically turning on and off the layers helps a lot.
You try turning it off and on again, John.
Yeah.
Works for other things in IT, apparently.
Yeah. I'm what's it called? Damaged by my work environment.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, John's actually in IT. He can testify to how many of these problems you can actually just turn off and on again.
At least half.
That is impressive.
Of at least of whatever people actually try to call us for.
Wow, that is a lot.
Well, the numbers might be off by a lot, but it sometimes feels like that. Feel like that.
Well, you're in a safe space now, John. We're on the internet. You can vent your frustrations to everyone.
Yeah. There was a comedy group in the turn of the century, turn of the millennium, that was called Three Dead Trolls in a Baggie. And they have a sketch, a man sitting on stage and having a monologue, and he plays the internet help desk. And he's so spot on. He's so fucking spot on what I've actually had users call me for. I used to work for a broadband company in phone support for a while, for a short while.
You poor fucker.
Yeah.
There's literally very few things I can think that are worse. Oh, wow.
So I've had those phone calls. So I found that jam. It's still on YouTube, I think.
Probably.
Three Dead Trolls in a Baggie, Internet Help Desk. Or just Internet Help Desk, search that. You will have a wonderful time. And it's the best thing is it's almost timeless. You could play that for I could play that for my trainees today, and they would probably understand most of it.
Oh,
it would apply to most of what they do today. I used to use that clip in my when I was teaching computer actually computing help desk personnel, basically, in high school.
Oh man, just having to train the help desk people.
Yeah.
What a terrible fucking job. I mean, they should have like an on-staff psychologist at all times just to be able to handle the extreme negativity that's coming from the other end.
Yeah, every help desk office should have a psychologist on hand. That is quite true. We would have lost a lot I think a lot of companies would have lost a lot less monitors and such from at the help desk office if they had that. Monitors, keyboards, computers, phones, headsets, windows, literal windows like those you see through out of the building.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Because things have been thrown.
A friend of mine, he it wasn't on the help desk, but he did work as a phone salesman.
Yeah, those are almost worse. But I
yeah,
can't really
well,
decide whether the
I
people
don't
you
know.
meet are worse or the people on actually the salespeople are the worst.
I don't know, but this guy, he just one day at work, he decided that, yeah, no, I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
But he didn't quit right then and there. No, he finished his job, finished his day, and he finished it by he called someone, as he was supposed to do, and ended up just sitting there and chatting with this random individual for hours on end about anything.
Wow.
It's just an entire work day. It's just on the phone talking with someone. It's just like, yeah, whatever, shooting the shit. The amazing part of that is really not the fact that he did it, but the fact that the person on the other hand was like open for it. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, like that sounds like a good day. I mean, when you're finally just like, pissed off at everything, and it's just like, oh no, I'm gonna quit this job. Who cares anymore?
Yeah.
And then you actually just sit down and have like a nice chat with someone. That is just nice. Man, a thing that I've always loved about drawing. Well, not always. I didn't always know about it because at some point I was young and dumb. But it's the fact that you don't actually draw anything. You know, you don't conjure up truth when you're drawing. You're just making something that will trick your brain into believing it's what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Like every time.
If you go really close on any drawing that you think is wonderful, really close, you can see that, yeah, those are just blobs and shapes in specific, that is shaped specifically to make your mind think they look like something.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, today all you need to do is like zoom into a picture really close and you'll see the pixels. But that I think it's the Impressionist painting, A Day at a Park. Probably know the one. It's like, it's actually not Impressionist as much as it is pointillism, where the artist just made millions of different colored dots on the canvas to form the colors. That is just breathtaking to look at. I think it was painted by probably one of the French Impressionists. But that is exactly that. Yeah, like it's a huge painting, and you can look at this tableau of this park. It's a nice summer day. There's people there in dresses having picnics and whatever. And then when you get up real close, you see that it's just dots.
So it's basically an inkjet painting.
Yeah, it is, but done by hand, like 100 years ago. 100 years ago. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what this is. But although I'm about as lazy as it comes, so this is probably like closer to what Van Gogh would have done, only that I'm even lazier than him and far from as brilliant. Well, that was the thing. Like Van Gogh, he admired the Impressionists so much, like how they captured light. Because like a general thing about the Impressionists was basically like, okay, just question everything you know about what you see. Like a cloud is never white; it's something else. So they would make like thousands of pictures, just studies of the same building, same angle, but at different times of the day, just to capture the different colors of the light. And Van Gogh was very inspired and impressed by this, and he wanted to be an impressionist. But he was also a man of much, well, let's just call it temperament.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't necessarily have the patience that it took to use pointillism and stuff like that to coax out the colors. So he adopted this very aggressive brushstroke that he's been very known to have. You kind of like see how he's been dabbing the paintbrush violently at the canvas. This is like a trademark Van Gogh thing. And so his foray into Impressionism was pretty much one of the instigators of Expressionism. But even with those really rough brushstrokes that he used, he managed to convey a lot of sense and meaning into his pictures. And I feel that like I'm doing some of the same stuff, but not on a high art level, as I'm just sat here and I'm just jotting down these little balls of light. And suddenly I've made like segmented metallic tentacles.
Yeah.
Like, almost looks good from a distance.
It does.
Looks like a complete messy hell from up close. You know, that's just... Gotta love it. Just gotta love it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now I've done some of that stuff. Kind of want to go and... I want to give this guy some weathering while I'm at it.
Soot marks and...
Yeah, maybe soot marks, but maybe like
grime.
Like grime, sure. Though I am thinking that I should probably start with like some basic rust.
Yeah, I don't think he goes to the car wash that much.
God, they probably haven't even invented car washes by this time. all he has to do is like all he's got to help himself with is rain.
Yeah.
So let's see. We're gonna try to. We're just gonna say that a lot of these brown parts here are brass or bronze, and these would rust in a slightly greenish way, I believe.
Yeah.
Again, slightly tealish, I believe. So I'm just gonna. Over some of the more exposed bits, and at least give it like a nice oxidized color on the top where it would be most exposed to weathering. Once we get like just a base color down, we can
Start refining.
Yeah, you can start refining. You can start dragging it down slightly. You know, make like little rain marks, like
Yeah. And where it follows the gashes and such.
Yeah, where it follows the gashes, and it just has had a build up and sort of like gets dragged down through forces of gravity. Let's see. Probably not so much on the. Probably more on the sides of these actually, not so much.
Yeah, not where it's worn down from use.
Yeah, so let's just say that it's like that in the center. This one's probably okay like that. This is just a matter of giving him a nice patina, a patina, I mean.
Depends also on how old he is.
I'm thinking pretty goddamn old. I mean, this guy could be hundreds of years old, for all I know. Another thing that we did in a form of oxidation and weathering was that we gave because we've been saying that this purplish, blackish material, that's like ironwood.
Yeah.
So figured, okay, right. So maybe ironwood actually rusts.
Might do. It might be kind of rust mixed with tar substance. Maybe?
Could be. So
Because the wood contains tar.
Yeah. Question is, like, is the material actually wood, or is it actually a metal that grows like wood? Like an organic metal.
Yeah, or like a crystal, almost.
Not crystal. Something crystalline.
Forms. Yeah, like crystal forms.
Yeah, but since they call it iron wood, it crystal forms in a manner that would remind everyone of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got some patina going down. I'm gonna switch to a blending tool. I'm gonna use a fingertip tool for this and just see if I can make little rain streaks. No one's gonna notice this. Why am I doing it? I like it. That's why I like to do these things. Meaningless little things that only I know about. And I convince myself that this will make everything so much better.
Yeah, it's the same reason why I did this, the same make all those buildings in the illustrations for the.
Well, you made all the buildings, but you made all the buildings that you did.
Yeah, a lot of them has even chimney stacks. You don't see them.
But, yeah, although they are a bit too small, aren't they?
Yeah, but they are sub-pixel size.
What? Yeah, what was the problem with the chimney stacks? I mean, you came to a point where it was like, oh shit, you needed to redo them or something like that, and I was like, that's just a perfect example of how someone creative can just get into the zone and sort of forget the large picture.
Yeah.
I was like, right, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. Now I need to redo that. Now the chimneys look all wrong, and it's like, wait a second, they're less than a pixel large. Who cares? Well, no need to do anything about that then. Okay, good.
Yep.
It's kind of hilarious and embarrassing whenever that happens.
It is.
but it happens.
Yeah, and also this thing that, okay, no one will see it, but every time I see it, I will know it's wrong. And that will bug me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, see and that's the demon that you're gonna have to try to just get to shut up at some point, because it's like, oh Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
really? Yeah, it's like, oh man, I don't know how many of these discussions with my inner demons I've had to just give up on. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Just knowing full well it's not gonna serve any goddamn purpose except for my own fragile ego. It's just hopeless. There.
Another thing is that what I made was 3D models, and we can use those in more close-ups in other
Yes,
other
this is true.
situations.
This is true. But it can always be revisited the time that we actually do need them for something like that.
Yeah, they could. The workload might be reduced, but knowing me, I would probably make them from scratch at that point.
You would. And not because you're you, but probably because it would just generally be better.
Yeah.
In those cases, the houses probably need more detail. I mean, they were designed to be looked at from above.
They will. So they don't have any details on the sides.
Exactly. So.
But I did make enough details so that, I did make them detailed enough that they would cast shadows, and you can see this somewhat the shape of some of those shadows on the renders, and that does a lot for how the illustration looks.
Yeah, like in terms of sheer volumetrics, it did have an effect.
So it was less about shaping the house itself, but shaping the shadow the house casts.
Yeah. But again, you didn't go all out on that. You kept it to a very simplistic form. It was like you have the general shape of the roof and the general shape of the building, and also the angle of the roof, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You made maybe like, what is it, like five or six different versions of little houses. Eight little houses. Yeah. 8 different houses that were
then I made
like
some
spread out.
Yeah, and I made some special distinctive ones for like City Hall and such things.
Yeah, naturally. It was stuff that kind of mirrored the hub.
Yeah.
In this game.
So if you look, what we have shown on this channel have been the simplified version, so they haven't seen those graphics. But
no, only our prototype games have those graphics.
Physical ones.
Yeah, and at some point we are going to update. Just not yet.
But yes, it's a lot of work, and
it's insane
time
amount
that
of work.
and it's time that I don't have right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot we should update on the prototype of Heroes on Tabletopia, but yeah. One day, not now.
Make some light bleed through some of the cracks in his armor.
I was wondering what those were supposed to be.
These are actual cracks in his armor. And let's see, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of pure white. Stick in there. Like so, and
So those are gashes.
sparks.
Almost looks like he's grinding with a rotary grinder. Or welding or something.
There's something that's either welding or grinding a lot on the inside, I suppose. Gonna do that. Let's see. I think I'm also going to just make some smoke, because what is fire without smoke? Yep. So I'm gonna give this just a slight.
Might be a bit much glow. Oh, well, I'll wait to see what it ends up like.
Yeah, I thought like the glow itself is sort of like also part of the smoke that's billowing out of him.
Oh yeah.
So it's found a medium to diffuse into. This guy has definitely seen better days.
He's closing in on rolling a 1 on each of the 4 die that he has.
Well, I guess you could say that maybe he hasn't exactly rolled a 1 on his dice, but he definitely has the potential to.
Yeah.
So, there's that. I'm gonna also give him some. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna try to get some highlights onto his wet parts.
His artificial eye. Did you finish that?
Not finished it. No.
Okay. I was starting to wonder.
No, it's not finished. I'm just letting my mind sort of travel to keep myself like doing things. Like type of process that I have when I'm trying to design and draw these things on the fly. It's kind of like it's kind of like ADHD, only I don't have it. So it's like I'm just trying to do my best, just to cover as much area as possible. But fair enough, we can do the eye. So Going with the generic glow to begin with, and just gonna pop in a solid dot. And then finally, white light.
It looks a lot more menacing.
And now I'm gonna try to pick up some of the reflecting light along the socket.
Right. Maybe the rightmost of those artificial pupils would be larger. I'm seeing as the leftmost on his right eye is larger.
Yeah, we could try that. Let's see. Oh, this is one gnarly dude, that's for sure. Now, let's see. I want to grab my original light layer, this one. I'm thinking I'm going to start trying to blend this.
Should probably remove the smoke and such things as well, then.
No, those are on a different layer.
Okay.
So right now, it's just this layer right here, the first layer. I'm just gonna try to blend that slightly. I want to keep like the semblance of some of the hard edges, because it gives a little bit of character. If I blend too much, then it's just gonna be like one big blob. I'm just gonna even it out slightly.
Are you blending in the line art as well?
Those are also on a separate layer.
Okay.
So I'm blending more on the underside of the glow areas to sort of like ease them out a little bit, make the transition a bit smoother, while keeping the jagged top edges more. Focus on the highlight, or rather the light in this case first, then move on to shadows. Gives it a somewhat smoother look, which ultimately matches other stuff that we've made a lot more. I mean, the techniques I use for many of these pictures, they change from picture to picture. It's something to do with how I'm feeling today, more or less. Just goes to show there's many ways to skin a cat.
Every picture a bit different as well. Gives each picture a bit of character.
Yeah, but it's like I don't plan what kind of techniques or approach I'm gonna have before I start doing it. I just do what comes naturally that day. So if I start something, I was like, say I'm making something robotic, I don't usually plan ahead enough to say, no, I'm going to use this this sort of framework, this technique to make this guy look this way. I just start doing something and then try to work it in. I could have been a bit more strategic about it, but let's be fair. So far, I haven't been that. I've just done whatever has suited me at the moment, and well, for the most part, I've gotten some pretty satisfying results from it. So. Smooth out this area a little bit. A lot of people have a tendency of just, going buck wild and putting all these, just blending out everything they see.
Then it gets more like a watercolor.
Yeah, or it just gets really diffuse, Personally, I prefer it to be a little bit more messy. I've always loved concept art.
For me, it's more. I'm much more technical and realistic, and so to me, I tend to have very sharp corners and such.
Yeah, my background is largely influenced by comics and stuff. So.
Yeah, mine is technical drawings, but I also when I really let myself go and start just sketching, that too becomes angular and very shape-based, like primitive-based, for some reason.
Primitive is...
So triangles, squares, rectangles, prisms,
yeah,
things like that. Even if
which is
I'm
a really
drawing
good way of doing
shape.
it. Yeah, but it's a really good way of doing it. The art in question comes when you're supposed to refine it from that point. But with my background in art and comics and whatever, some of the more influential or like impressive is probably more correct. More impressive sketchings I have seen people do are the really organic ones. The ones that just look like a mess but somehow turn into exactly what you expect to see.
You're hitting all the right spots in the brain.
Yeah. I had a friend once, he was amazing at it. He made some of the more beautiful, like fast sketches I've ever seen in my life, because he thought slightly outside the box when he did it. I mean, unlike everyone else in my class, he would use colored pencils, many different colored pencils on one picture, and these were croquet drawings. So we're supposed to just draw a live model for like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, etc. It's just a matter of just training. But the stuff he made were so expressive. It was so very accurate. It was so very much alive. It was also some of the more messy stuff, but it was like I had absolutely nothing I could say on what he did. There was nothing there that was wrong. It was nothing that really I saw that he could have improved on, because it was in all aspects just spot on, exactly what it needed to be. So I greatly admired his skills. And then he died. So
Right. That took a turn.
yeah. Yeah. Amazing artist. Left us way too soon.
It's kind of like that. There are a lot of people that should have lived that died.
Yeah. It's kind of weird when it gets to that, because like almost everyone has some sort of relation to that saying. It's like the good to die young, or something like that. Because it's very often there's like some people who just make a massive impression on you, and then they're no more. I've noticed that you never say those things about people who kind of suck, though. So,
yeah.
And you don't say that those things very many times. So,
what was Gandalf's quote in the first movie? There are many who lives who should have died, or who deserves death. There are many who died who deserves life. Can you give it to them?
Oh, you're
or something like that.
What Gandalf said to Frodo about Gollum. Yeah.
Yeah. When he said he should, that creature should have died. He should have died. Better off dead.
Yeah. Perhaps Bilbo should have killed him.
Yeah. It was a big. It would have been a bigger mercy. And then Gandalf says, "Mercy." It was mercy that stayed Bilbo's hand.
Yeah.
So then, there are many who live who deserve death, and there are many who died who deserve life. Give it to them. Be so hasty to deal out death and judgment. Because even the very wise cannot see both ends. Something like that.
So bear in mind, everyone, we are still not allowed to Google, so this is on top of John's mind.
I haven't seen that movie for 10 years, at least 10 years now.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you need to get a life, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I've been sitting here with you for the last, 7 years, 8 years?
I don't blame us for you not watching Lord of the Rings, dude. I mean, you're the guy who has like the special edition figurines in your little like display case and stuff. I mean, but then again, you can still quote it. And
that's just how my mind works.
Well, yeah, and all credit to you for that. You can still quote it, and even though I have a kind of embarrassingly encyclopedic brain when it comes to movies, and especially like nerdy movies in quotes, that one was not even close to be on front of my mind. So for what little it's worth, kudos. Very well. Very well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Don't think that I would be able to quote the entire movie, though. That was stuck with me.
It must have resonated on a certain level.
Yeah. Usually when you can quote something off the top of your head like that, it does.
See, the thing I remember, and I'm not sure I could quote it at this point because I'm using all my processing power to just do this right now. That's my excuse anyways. That's the other half of that conversation from that scene. It's like it's when Frodo says that he wished that the ring never came to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Gandalf says that so does all that live to see such times, but it's not for us to decide.
Yeah.
All we are left to decide is what to do with the time that's given to us.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. So that part I do remember. So I don't know if that means that I am less of a vengeful mind than you are. Or at least no, actually no, not vengeful. No. For if you notice that quote and remembered it, it doesn't make you vengeful. No, quite opposite. It makes you forgiving.
Right.
You remember it because it's a quotation that tells you how you feel about that subject.
In other words, forgive people even if they deserve death.
It's not your place to.
It's not my place to deal out.
Not your place to condemn them. Yeah. I think that speaks a lot to your character without you realizing. See?
It might.
Yeah. Yeah. Psychoanalysis on live on stream.
In a drawing stream, more or less. Well.
Yeah. Well.
We go through all kinds of topics here.
Yes, it's a random encounter of topics and subjects and stray thoughts. I mean, that's the name of the show, literally.
Yeah. So
that's literally why I thought.
Why we named it that.
Yeah, that's the literal reason why I came up with it. Like, yeah, that's what this is. Just random encounters, just complete randomness.
Yeah. Never know what you're gonna get.
Now, which leads us to the next topic: random encounters in general. Because the whole concept of random encounters, I was never really that comfortable with it before we started working on these games and stuff. I usually associated random encounters with like JRPG games, like Chrono Trigger, or specifically Final Fantasy,
or more or less Pokemon. A wild appears.
Yeah. Pokemon, definitely. Old school Zelda. Those types of games. That's where I associated random encounters with before we actually started using the mechanic in our own games. And it just feels weird because I never liked that mechanic. I never liked those games, and it was like, oh no, now it's totally fine. Yeah, I've co-opted it for my own use.
That's what we always do, isn't it? We take concepts that we might not like very much, try to turn it on its head, shake a bit, and then see what falls out.
Yeah, more or less. It's the whole idea of throwing shit in the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Which is how we made Heroes of Sealink, basically.
Yeah.
It's just trying to
main concept.
Yeah, basically. Concept. I mean. Yeah, because we were trying to make something that we enjoyed, but we hadn't quite played before, any of us. So we just, thought up various mechanics that we thought sounded interesting, that we would like to try out, and then we just tried it in a setting, in a little lab, just to see if any of it actually worked out. A lot of it did. A lot of it also got just scrapped.
Yeah, and a lot of things that did work also got scrapped.
Yeah,
Because it
simply
didn't
because
work.
Nah.
It didn't work in the overall concept, and also it just became too much.
Yeah, it became clunky.
Yeah.
So we stripped it back down to something that was a lot more manageable.
Because too much of a good thing is actually a thing.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the thing with game design as well. You have good ideas, but sometimes you have to kill your darlings.
Yeah, that was like rule number 1 when we
Yeah.
were designing. I was like, we have to be able to kill our darlings. Another thing is that, and this is probably not like a very good thing in all sorts of aspects, but in a way, we were 4 people making this game. None of us knew any better than the other exactly what we were doing. So it became like a designing by committee type of situation. Which needed, and that
for
needs.
For some reason, for once, it actually kind of worked.
Yeah, but it didn't happen by itself.
Yeah.
Because we knew what we were doing there. I mean, we knew that was like really tricky to try to get all these different voices and opinions and everything to kind of mesh together. So we had to be able to take a back seat, and we had to be able to just, always be open to what other people thought.
Yeah, basically put down some ground rules. That was the most important thing we did.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, these are the rules. Those we will follow religiously. Anyone who doesn't follow it is out.
Yeah, essentially. It's like there was no veto in this. We had to discuss things through.
Even though
we had to respect each other's opinion. And we did it democratically, so that whenever there was a question that was brought up, put it to a vote. And when a vote went through, things weren't changed immediately. No, I just said that we're gonna test this.
Yeah.
And then we tested things and saw if it worked. So it was a long process, but extremely valuable in terms of just learning.
Yeah, and also I believe much of the product got better for it.
Yeah, definitely.
But even though we said we wouldn't have any vetoes, we did have a few things that some of us, 1 or 2 of us, put down a veto on, and that turned out to be the right thing.
Yeah, and again, because we actually did listen to each other, as like we understood, because it wasn't as much as there was a veto power, as much as we just respected each other enough to know that, okay, there is something wrong there. Let's explore what the hell is wrong and see if we can see it too.
Yeah.
So, and we did. A lot of time we did just notice these things that did not mesh after someone pointed it out to us. Usually one of us.
Yeah. So that's basically I think that's why we managed to make not just 1 but 2 games that have been. One of the things that we struggle a lot with when we playtest these games with others is to get negative feedback.
Yeah, because we do love the negative feedback. Literally, it is.
We do, but
such a great thing to have.
The problem is we more or less every time, even at Essen, every time we ask people, what do you don't like about this game? They are details and such small things.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just has been cooked down to preference.
Yeah. And
But the times that we have gotten some really like thorough negative feedback, constructive negative feedback, then it's been like, oh, this is a gold mine.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's left us in a position where we've been like, yeah, well, we think that we have been doing the right thing now.
We do, but it also is a testament to how we have been able to well we've been able to work together and do the right things, like you said, by listening to each other. And okay, this one of us have a problem with this. Let's not just overrule him because we are the majority. We actually listen to him. We investigate it and look if we can see the same thing. That, as I think, is a major contributor to us having games that is really well thought out and thoroughly thought out.
Yeah, at least as far as we can see.
As far as we can see, that's also the other thing that I mentioned, that we have problems getting negative feedback. Because negative feedback would tell us, okay, this doesn't work, and we need to look at it and change it. But when we don't get that, then okay, do we have a game that is perfect, or do we?
Well, of course we don't. I mean, that's
no one has that.
Yeah, no, that's impossible. We can't have a perfect game.
Which is why it's easy to start. Okay, we can't get any negative feedback on this game. We know that the game is not perfect. Why do we not get negative feedback? Is that us? Are we threatening someone? Are we what? Why?
Yes, exactly. It's those kind of things. It's like it. Is it just that people are too kind, or is it maybe? And this is the more scary.
They're intimidated by us.
No, maybe they don't care.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say the opposite of love is hate, but the opposite of love is indifference.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah. So that is always something we contend with, and yeah.
But we're lucky to have been able to have this little journey.
Yeah. And continuing to have the journey. We're not ending now.
No, we're we've had our semi-casualties along the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a grueling few years working on this.
I've seen a lot more of the three of you than I saw of my family.
Yeah, well, that was
parents and
maybe
sisters.
That was maybe about time. Yeah, no, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in each of our lives the last years, that's for sure.
It's been a major part of our lives, yes, but frankly, even though sometimes I think, I should have done other things, there's so much other things I should have done, I also think that I would never have missed this. I don't want to. If I wanted to live my life again, I would have done the same thing.
Well, that is a really good sign.
Because I really enjoy this work.
Oh, let's see.
The corrosion on the arm looks like they're jewels, not they haven't really blended.
No, that's because there's two different layers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I've only blended the bottom layer.
I see. I see.
Yeah, the top layer is still intact. I might just go over and do something about that, but right now I'm thinking about something else. This guy is basically a Jotun. That's what he started off as, and as we know, they're ice giants.
Yep.
So I mean, judging by his skin color and stuff like that, and basically how his beard and eyebrows are just icicles, he's running cold. So I'm thinking about a couple of things. I want to add some frost onto the metal parts.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm just gonna see what I can do about that. Okay, there's because I'm sat in Clip Studio Paint. So I'm just gonna see if I have any brushes available. That'll do a nice little trick. Yeah, that's some nice little ice rose kind of thing happening there. So I'm just gonna try to sneak that in.
Just the other day, actually, I saw a. Who was that? It was some YouTuber. That is science YouTuber. I do call it color sometimes, and he visited a. Research facility that researches snow crystals.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have facilities where they grow snow crystals and research how they form. And they have an entire field in science where they classify what kind of snow crystals form. And that's yeah, because most snow crystals, they actually have one of those. One of the scientists that were interviewed actually said he worked as a consultant on the Frost movie to make the snow crystals in the movie look right.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Just not too much of it, and I don't think I'm gonna move too far away from the main skull, as if it's his face that is the cold part, you know?
Yeah.
So the further away from his face it goes, the hotter it gets, sort of.
Those gashes and sparks should melt around the gashes and sparks then.
Yeah, probably. So I can remove some of that. I'll basically make his blood like antifreeze or something like that. So let's take this back a little bit. I'm gonna change the brush for that. And of course, and I want another part of that. If there's frost on him, then there should be trails of frost, like smoke.
The headpiece around the jewel actually it doesn't so much look as frost as a patina, and it really got a metallic feel.
Yeah, it did. It does work. Works really well. Happy about that.
Okay, like frost smoke. I don't know the English word.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Get just a slight feeling of frosty tendrils of cool air coming down.
All right, yeah.
3, 2, run.
That might be a bit too much, actually.
If I take it down slightly in opacity,
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that looks better.
Okay. That's all I need for that. Now let's see. Of course, the radar dish on top of his head has been untouched by all the things I've done so far. So I'm gonna have to do something about that.
Don't be afraid. Run. Two. Run.
Take out some edges on this thing.
Highlight the edges.
Hmm?
Highlight the edges, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect, just give it a slight hint. Oop.
Mysterious
Of
light
course.
sources.
Oh, there's light everywhere. There we go.
There's a lot of to reflect here as well with the headpiece.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'll
Can
give
go
the
up and-
I'll get the radar mesh on top some of the texture as well.
You thinking about the frost texture?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that. In Mo, gonna just put on some slight glow on a couple of elements here.
As long as you're working on the glow layer.
Go and
Oh, now they look a lot more live. alive? Yeah. He is alive, actually. He's a cyborg.
Oh yeah, he is alive. Might be a part of him that wishes he wasn't, but fortunately for him, he is still alive.
Yeah. Channeling that rage to being a formidable opponent. He's not that damaged. Nice when he's not that damaged.
Let's see, where were you? You were there. Hello. Okay, now we're gonna get to some more patina. Right, that's a horrifying creature.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah. The line art is.
Line art still needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah. Just wondering about that.
Yep, that is the next part. It's this one. I mean, you can have a look at him without the line art.
It looks fantastic without it as well, but it somehow, yeah, he lacks that depth and.
There's a little bit of definition that
griminess.
disappears.
Yeah, and
So-
griminess.
Yeah,
Well,
and we're gonna
so-
keep a lot of that griminess, but we are going to just start erasing parts of the line art. Before I do that, I'm just gonna duplicate the line art. So I
Yeah.
have a backup copy. And then just start.
Blending or erasing it.
Yeah, we're erasing it. Parts of it, anyways. But not everything. Far from everything. Actually, I did want to keep that.
Yeah, it gives him an extra wrinkle.
Yeah. But stuff like this is a early part of.
But keep
The
it
sketch.
subtly still there, because it looks like a scar. If you keep it a bit less than what you removed. Just slightly let it stay there, and then it looks like a scar.
Like something like that. Just gonna ease that slightly. I mean, these are touch-ups, really. There's not a lot that needs to be changed. It's a little bit.
Yeah, some here and there.
Like in here, for instance. I want to keep that line kind of clear, so I'm gonna
Ooh, that's
clear away that.
kind of
back.
got kind of got two brights on the right there. Yeah.
Tippy tapping away some of the worst excesses here. Nothing too much. But in here we're gonna try to clean out a little bit more. Get some of the nice details from the dish. don't really feel like I want to remove much
those
more line art.
those look like more bloods. It looked like kind of like a blood. The blood had run thinner.
Yeah, no, I think I'm happy with the line art
Yeah.
layer now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, one thing maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, those line art gives the jewel a bit of depth. But yeah. But now it looks kind of flat and plasticky. Yeah. It actually works with the line art much better.
Yeah, it does.
I think there's only two things I have about this now.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, one is the rust or patina or corrosion on the joints of the arms. That looks like jewels more. And the other is there might have been some more highlights, like white highlights on the antenna arrays.
Okay, so
Because they are really dark now and disappear a bit.
And let's attack this.
That gives them a lot more definition.
Okay, so we should try to strip back some of the rust or oxidation on the joints.
Yeah, blend them a bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Where the heck did I? Nope. Ah, there we go. Right. So let's.
I think the right I have it. They have two defined borders. The borders are too defined for them. I think that's why. started to be... very nice. Almost done now, I guess.
Yeah, there's not much left. There we go. Eke out some of these.
Getting quiet just because I'm admiring the work.
Well, there we go. That's a lot of it. Now, there is one thing still missing.
And that would be?
That would be the one thing I really need help with.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Yeah.
Did not
Prepare anything.
Prepare anything.
Nope. That is not really surprising. Yeah, I've usually done it live, to be honest. So, that would be much of a difference.
What we're talking
the thing
about.
is, yes. Take it away, John.
Well, most technology in our world is a blend of technology and magic, or something similar to it. And much gets its power and abilities from runes. Because runes were magical.
And this is dwarven technology, and is absolutely no different. In fact, it may, and I'm just saying this, I haven't discussed this with anyone in the group, I'm just saying this now, it may, in fact, be the original source of human technology.
But that might be.
Runic mechanics. Just bastardized and repurposed and done with whatever understanding that simple human beings would have.
Might be.
Could be, but we never discussed this.
Yeah, no. This guy might have actually been the one to do. What's his name? The Greek or whatever Greek hero or whatever that gave technology to humans.
Oh, the guy who gave fire.
Yeah, he stole the fire from the gods and gave it to the humans.
Oh, damn it! Damn it! Why can't I remember this now? It's not Hephaestus. That's the god of the forge, but that's who he stole it from.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was a god who did it, not a mortal.
It varies from mythology to mythology. In some mythologies it's a god, in some it's a half god, and in some it's a human.
God.
You've seen the Moana movie?
Moana?
Or it's called something else here.
Yeah, I know Vaiana here, Moana in the US, because there was a porn actress in Europe who had trademarked the name. Anywho,
yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah.
or it may have been. Let's just say it was already a registered trade name.
Yeah.
Either way, yes, Maui from that mythology did the same thing more or less, but in Greek mythology, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, me too. But we both know what we're talking about, and this guy might be humanity's that in our mythology. By him, okay, the dwarves did this to me. I will do the thing and bring all the dwarven technology to the humans in return.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that could be. I also have an alternative take that it could have been. This guy could have been the equivalent of the Roswell UFO crash.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's actually a possibility too. Yeah.
So, one of these dimension hoppers, world wanderers, just crash on Earth, and when humans discover it, they just lock it away in their own version of Area 51 and try to reverse engineer whatever is going on. That is one theory of why the technology is so vastly different in our setting than it is in our real world.
Yeah.
It would also kind of explain how human beings don't have any concerns for health and safety. They simply don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah,
they know this works, they just don't know the consequences.
Yeah. They will learn in time, but not now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's probably
now
things that have gone kablooey, but...
Yeah, now it's just shiny.
Well, this guy is definitely shiny.
Yeah.
But yes, runes.
Yeah.
Most other things, like the Runeba, I'm sorry. This guy, he doesn't have much runes, but he does have some.
He does.
Yes. And he even has a caution message.
Yeah, he does. Can't read it from here, but warning. Goat. Let's see. Do not disturb
Construct.
Yeah. And the gripper.
I mean, this.
And chain.
Yeah.
And laser. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some sort of, if you could call it that, there's some sort of golem thought behind that. Like there is like a general order that's been marked upon their quotation marks flesh.
Yeah.
That's
like
sort of
like the Tien writing in the middle there.
Yeah. I mean, in Norwegian, that basically means serve.
Yep.
So that's the general idea, that they're just general orders that's been put onto the flesh through magic of this mechanical construct, and it defines their programming in a way.
And Roomba is not the only one. Mecha as well has the same.
Yeah, but he's a human construct.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So the messages on the human constructs is a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
There's no. There's basically just messages about kill, maim, destroy.
Yep.
But that's the general concept. So the Runeba is like a mechanized librarian in a way.
Yep. Yes.
What it does is basically it's designed to just handle encyclopedic knowledge, books, and whatever, and read it.
Just what these two main arms are.
Yeah.
They are scanners.
They're scanners, and they're hands designed to handle pages. That's what this is. It's not an aggressive creature in that sense, but it does fuck you up if disturbed, because it's a librarian.
Yeah.
Don't make any noise.
Don't make any noise.
Yeah. However, these things are crafted by the same creator, or at least culture.
Yeah.
So their purpose would be different.
So what is his purpose? Or what was the purpose he was meant to do, but he's now for some reason maybe broken free of because he's regained his consciousness?
Well, considering what Mimir is, like through mythology, he was like a wise head.
Yeah.
There was wisdom involved. A lot of wisdom.
He knew more or less everything.
Yeah.
So very much a librarian as well, but
I don't think they are, no.
No.
But if their function is still similar to the librarian, only they're made for warfare, that could maybe make them into more of intelligence gathering devices.
That could be, yeah.
Or something for like psionic warfare.
Yeah.
Especially in the 2.0 version. This is the 1.0 version.
1.0 might be a little drone made for reconnaissance.
Yeah, and it's not little. It's quite big. We're still again, like we made the same approximation last time. If we say that our little talking figurines at the side of the screen are human-sized, not hamster-sized, then I'd say that maybe this is the size of a 1.0.
Yeah, so basically human-sized plus.
Yeah, only like the height. If that head would be on a human, it would be like a huge fucking human.
Yeah.
While 2.0,
yeah, he is really big.
He's gargantuan in comparison. He's terrifying.
Maybe even larger than that. Yeah. Almost like that.
Yeah. That's like a proper giant. I mean, what this picture kind of entails, but it hasn't really been put forward yet. You know what that is?
Do you enlighten me?
Well, they weaponized this Jotun's head. Imagine what they did to the rest of his body.
That is true.
So unless somewhere out there might be like a walking titan thing with a control center for a head.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. We haven't designed or thought of that yet. To be frank, I don't think the difficulty system of our game could handle.
Not in this current iteration, no.
No. Maybe
if we
maybe
make
as
an
a
RPG,
challenge.
Maybe if we're making an RPG. Or a challenge, yeah.
It could be a challenge.
Challenge.
But well, this is just random thought, random encounter. So
yeah.
No, so that could be, but yeah. But if they are intelligence gatherers, then we can start off with this guy.
Yeah.
We can start off very simply by saying that this rune that he has in the front area, which is not actually a rune, I think.
Not that one, no.
No, it's a symbol. So let's say that that symbol is something that is
Manufacturer?
more like manufacturer, yes, faction based, something like that.
For the series?
Series.
Like a brand or a model?
But what I'm saying is that this Y shape could also be used on these as like some sort of central ornament.
Yeah.
Sort of like an upside down Mercedes-Benz.
That is true.
So if I, for instance, brand that same symbol on this guy's forehead,
New layer, I hope.
oh, always.
Just feel like I have to remind you sometimes.
Yeah. Layer 41, by the way.
Yep.
So, could be more. And then we just give a slight glow based on the same color. Just in the background.
Maybe a bit of shadow so it looks recessed.
Yeah, we can add that too.
Yeah.
Go, and let's see, just gonna pick up a little bit. Of that.
That's good.
And just let's see, I'm just gonna give it a slightly stronger glow. In the center.
I guess the next then would be what would the rest of the runes say? Should be
Yeah.
on his body.
Basically, yes.
I guess something should be on the plates that is above the opening into his mind.
Yeah, on these.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are good places for such things.
I actually think that is almost enough.
It could be enough, yes. There are other symbols around here.
Yes.
But basically that's just an A and
a J. A N J. No, N A G J. Sorry. Yeah.
it's a T,
It's
A,
T.
and yeah, I think it's because Chen.
Yeah, Chen. But
Yeah,
the
T.
left. Oh, I was talking about the small. Yeah, that's a J. That's a G. And then the last one is an A. Up and left.
Yes. Yeah, it's basically the first initials of the 4 members of Tombs Foundry.
Yeah.
So whether or not that's important, I don't know. But if there was gonna be like a command word on this guy,
Like open your mind, open their minds.
yeah, this one isn't psionic.
Oh.
No.
So he
So this
find
one
what
is
is
more
hidden?
like, yeah, maybe something like that.
Might be.
And I believe I went with the Elder Futhark when I made the other ones.
Yeah.
So
Younger is really different.
yeah, it is really different. Besides, I wanted something that was old, you know,
Yeah.
that was even older. So it would make sense to use the Elder Futhark.
It's also Elder Futhark is also what is mostly used in conjunction with dwarves in RPGs.
Yeah, and that would make sense. So if
An older
it
civilization.
yeah, so if the phrase is
Mechanical angle thing.
let's see, what did you say the phrase was? Like
Find what is hidden, or something like that.
find what is hidden, right? But we're going to translate this into Norwegian, so
Finn det som skjult. Eller finn det skjulte.
right. Okay, so now we just have to go through this and make this into.
But the warning message on that's the command word. Yeah, the warning message on Roomba is more for other people because that's in English.
Yeah. Let's see. What
the time? Yeah, that's.
And of course, then it's the weird.
Depending on how you pronounce it, actually, there are two different There are two E's in the alphabet, and one has a slightly different pronunciation than the other.
Okay.
And I'm afraid I don't quite remember which one is the correct pronunciation for this.
Okay. Yeah, because what I have to go by right now only had one E, so that's kind of shooting me in the leg.
The other one is basically it's a straight line with a tiny angle stroke on the top, pointing to the right, and a slight and the same thing on the bottom up to the up towards the left. That's the other E.
Yeah. Okay. That's AWAS. That's like a.
Probably.
Yeah. It says here like it's. Okay.
What's the M looking rune rune called?
AWAS.
It was. Okay, so it's especially and
Yeah. So the AWAS and EWAS.
Yeah, so Awas and Ewas.
It seems like this would be the appropriate one if you want an like an E sound, not an E sound.
Not an sound.
Yeah, so I think this one is the correct one for use here.
Yeah, Schulte might be more. The trailing E might be more the other one. Actually, I'm not sure about that.
Why, this one might be the other one?
No, that is correct there, but the E in Schulte.
Oh, right. Yeah. So let's see, but
And now you're behind the Heroes of Zilling logo.
oh,
Stream.
that is great. Yep, that's better. Okay, let's see here. Let's try to figure this out. So of course we could go with the SKJ. I think we have no other choice really.
Yep.
So
there's no. There is a U. There is no B in runes. That is the thing.
Well, there is the U. So
yeah.
Let's see. Let's see where the.
K is just a greater symbol. A lesser than symbol, actually.
Yeah. Okay, and of course the J is this one, and the
U is upside down U, more or less.
Is it really? Oh yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's this one.
Yep.
Or yeah, well, slightly bendy.
Slightly bendy sometimes, or just like that. Yeah. Then the L, which is a more or less upside down L.
Yeah, it's this one, right?
Yep.
Okay, and the T is of course this, and then
that's an N.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, of course it is. I am absolutely not fluent in this bullshit. Let's see here. There we go. The T is of course much closer to our T.
Yep.
There we go. And
more or less an arrow.
Then you want the other E for the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we have it.
Yep.
While we're at it, just gonna make sure that I haven't fucked up entirely here. Nope, I have not. Cool.
Be fine.
Let's see here. Just gonna move this over here. Okay, so then we have this guy.
Yeah.
Might as well just figure out the text while we're at it.
And
he could have a glowing rune in the middle of his forehead, just to make it easy. But then again, meh. Could also have it like riveted onto his actual head.
Yeah, or part of a nose piece.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I could put it there.
Yeah,
that's cool. But when it comes to other command words,
well, the command word. Let's see. I had someone earlier. Oh. What was the what did I say? One what it was hidden was 1.0, and I said something before that would more fit this one.
Yeah. I mean, influence and subdue is one thing, but then again, he does kill directly if you lose against him.
Yeah. It's not really read their minds. It was more
destroy their minds.
Something, or let's see. His is basically extract and destroy. Extract information and destroy. That's his mission.
Extract and destroy. Yeah. Okay. So let's just write that down so we don't forget it.
And
then we translate it.
Extract is a difficult word to translate.
I mean, this is kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah. I know the second word.
Yeah, but like that's fine.
Yeah. Apart from the fact that the first letter of that word doesn't exist in the rune alphabet. So
well, we'll get around that.
yeah.
I mean, it could be kill. So
Yeah, that's true.
So drep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's difficult. The Norwegian dictionary has a lot fewer words than in English, so...
no, it doesn't.
Really?
Oh, no, it really doesn't. It has a lot more words than English.
Really?
Yes.
I heard somewhere that Norwegian language actually had about... I don't know. I don't remember. I think... let's say 100,000 words, and English had 300,000 because they have so many variations.
Yeah, no, Norwegian language has over 600,000.
Oh, all right. Do you include all the dialects in that?
I'm not sure exactly what metric they go by, but like officially recognized, it's quite a lot.
Yeah. Still, we can't find the word to translate this one.
It's just because we've been thinking in English for way too long today, so all the processing power has gone to shit. But let's just think about this for a second. Like extract. I mean, it might be a combination of words actually.
Yeah. Hent ut.
Hent ut. That's. That's not too bad.
Or read, as he reads their minds. Or, let's see, collect. So, this is the hard part, creating such a thing. Finding words. We are not wordsmiths, that's Tor.
I mean, hent ut, drag ut,
Yeah.
Extraher.
Yeah.
Utvinn.
Søk. Seek.
Søk. That's seek, yeah.
Seek and kill. Seek and destroy.
Seek and destroy. Like basically a hunter-seeker.
Yeah. But let's... I can't remember the word I used. The words I used. Oh well.
Hunt and kill is jag och drep.
Yeah. But that is more of a physical thing.
It's a lot more physical.
This one is more scram.
Yeah, this is a tool of terror.
Yeah. So scram is a word that would in English would be more or less frighten.
Yeah.
But doesn't really work that either.
Well, okay, well, but if it's spread fair.
Yeah. Spread
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Might be. And that.
And what if it's psionic? It's a mind-based creature,
It is.
and it's incredibly powerful. Losing against it will insta-kill you.
It will.
So we're very clear on the fact that it's not a physical attack; it's a psionic attack. So what if its mode of like its command words would be something like spread fear and not extract but empty? It literally just empties your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Or he, yeah, or just your mind, or it makes you more or less a drone. His use. That would be terrifying.
Enslave.
Not
Loaded
quite the
word
same.
these days.
Yeah, and it's not the same, not the exact same meaning either. Because enslave would mean that you don't really destroy the mind or and such thing or kill someone.
Yeah,
Then
but
you
he
use
does.
the remains. He does.
Yeah,
he
he
kills
does.
them. Then maybe he uses the remains, and so he doesn't really enslave. Because
He doesn't
enslavement
he-
means enslavement is something that you can be free of. He doesn't do that.
It's basically like Borg.
Yeah. Even though Borg can also be taken out of the Borg Collective.
Yeah, but it's pretty Borg in the way that it's basically like assimilate.
Yeah. Well, let's see. And term empty have a lot of meanings depending on the context. So it's, it might be better to just shelve this for now and let us think about it and just complete the Roomba.
The Mimir 1.0, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry. It's still up there. I was thinking about that. Let's just put the runes on Mimir 1.0 and we can come back to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's gonna.
you put it upside down here.
I did. I was thinking Mercedes. That's funny.
We have 25 minutes left until we are at time.
Well, that's gonna work fine. Blow in there, and then we're gonna. There we go. It has been branded.
Yep.
Now let's go back to Mimir 1.0 and inscribe this little beauty onto his side plate. So let's see here. Okay, we got that text. Let's just move it slightly closer so that I don't have to go all over the place. And so now the curd one's newer, isn't it?
Should be. Was also common to put a dot between the words. Separate them.
Okay, let's do that.
Perfect.
Okay, there we go. Now we'll just shade it in slightly. After I fix my mistake. There we go. Yep. Okay, let's get some shadows in here. Actually, we're gonna get the shadows in after we put in the glow. Okay, so let's see, just like that.
Trying to think of a good command for 2.0. Still can't really get one.
Maybe that's the problem with the 2.0.
Never got one?
Yeah.
It maybe broke free before it were complete.
maybe the command word would be inscribed on the plate that's destroyed.
That might be, actually. So it's dead. Just a few runes left. What should those be? In that case.
Something detrimental to its designers.
Yeah. That looks good. Something detrimental to its designers, so detrimental to us.
Oh. Yeah. That could work. That's designed, I suppose.
Oh. You missed a bit on the...
Yeah, I see it.
True outside the line. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
1.0 is officially done.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
Now this one. Examine and destroy. But
what if its command word was like, examine, don't kill.
and don't get scratched out.
Yeah. Also examine.
Or partly destroyed, so it's unreadable, but you still see traces of it.
Talk about wearing your off button on your sleeve. I mean,
yeah.
It could be that simple, but then again,
well, search and destroy. I think it was something like that.
Yeah, search and destroy. Da 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 da.
Both words in Norwegian have a letter that does not exist in the older Futhark, but
or in English for that matter.
Nope. Except in
Okay.
except in certain circumstances. Often used as a symbol for diameter, actually.
Yeah, not entirely though.
Not entirely. That is more of a complete circle, and not an oval.
Yeah, complete circle, and often the crossbar don't the diagonal diagonal don't necessarily breach the circle.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've seen it do though, but it is technically a different sigil or glyph. But either way, that aside, the fuck would drive this thing? What does it want?
Yeah.
That's the thing. What does it want? What do the people who made this thing want it to do?
It's kind of a moot point, but yeah, it would be. It's big. It has search capabilities. It has capability to extract information.
This thing is basically some sort of counterintelligence thing.
Yeah.
Well, not counterintelligence really, but it's like this thing has psionic, well, like mind guns.
Yeah, he's designed to gain information by force
Yes.
and not be stealthy about it. He's the one you send in when, okay, you want this information and you don't care about the consequences.
Yeah, and these little arms here, down here, I severely doubt that they are just for decoration.
Not just for walking with either.
No, I don't think he walks at all. I think he floats.
Yeah.
I think they both float. So I think this is for basically picking people up.
Yeah, and examining them and extracting information.
Yeah, it's the whole gather thing.
Yeah.
Saml. Saml och drep.
Yeah.
Because this thing would just
Gather and
wade
kill.
into wherever it's going. Yeah, gather and kill. I mean, this thing would just go into wherever it's going. It wouldn't give a shit. If this thing was working at 100% capacity, which is not certain this very version does, it would be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, basically it would be unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, this is a terrifying fucking thing. At least to human beings.
Yeah.
Because if this thing was working at 100% capacity 100% of the time, it would have like it would be the equivalent of a dice roll of 36.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying considering how you at a stretch might be able to reach 30 when you're in the very tippy top of the levels.
Yep.
So this thing is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. It will.
Yeah, this is an ancient dread dragon.
Yeah, equivalent to that. Yeah. This is a fucking terrifying like level 20 encounter in D&D.
Yeah.
Like almost god tier to some.
If it had been in full capacity, yes.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, I kind of doubt that this is the ultimate weapon of the dwarves.
Well, that's the most terrifying thing.
And what's even more terrifying is that they probably made it for a reason, and it was probably not the humans.
Yep.
So, what else is out there among the 9 realms? That this is the information gathering probe.
It is.
Yeah,
we have less than 10 minutes left now. Should we go with the seek and destroy?
Let's go with the seek and destroy. Or a seeker, or a gather and destroy.
Yeah.
Gather and kill.
Yeah.
I reckon. So let me just write that up. Where should we put the text?
Been thinking about that too.
Nope, that's not even close to what we were discussing.
Kill.
Yeah, which of course becomes
Saml og rep.
And let's get my little alphabet out and have a look. See.
The lightning.
Yep, lightning. And then of course it's the
Rod with the choose.
whoop.
Yep, and
Like
2
that.
ones. Here we go.
Yep.
So half a
and
Christmas
the-
tree, and then then it's actually
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. This one is kind of advanced.
Yep, like that. So
Yeah, and then you have the upside down L.
Yep.
And it's
Omega almost. No, it's not Omega. It's a
no, it's actually Troll Cross.
Yeah.
And
X.
X. And okay, that's some okay. Then it's the D.
Yeah, the lying down at timepiece.
Yeah. That one. And the R is deceptively
very similar to ours.
Yep, really is. Okay,
and this is the M shape. M shape.
Yeah, M shape.
And P is P
is
the Omega.
No, it's not. P is the Omega. Yeah. Just want to get it right. Yeah, the lying down Omega.
Yep.
Very angular. There we go.
Yep. So where would be a good place to put it?
I mean, would I tattoo it directly onto its flesh?
No, it's the softer flesh would make it easier to be removed. It should be on the control mechanisms.
Right.
But I think it might be better to do it on the damaged parts.
Right. So just put it here, basically, and then slide it underneath the damage.
Yeah. So that's why it's when it's easy to beat him, it's actually when he is more in control of himself. Well,
yeah, or basically, I mean, he doesn't. There's no longer a connection between the apparatus and his mind.
Yes.
So yeah, let's get this text down so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. Let's see. Yep, there is.
I think we'll go a few minutes over today.
Well, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Yeah, I'll try to make this just one line of text. Like here.
Yeah.
So let's see.
It should be smaller, seeing as he is really big, though. That might be a bit too big.
Okay, so
even though it won't be visible unless we blow it up for some kind of big poster or something. Dot between words,
and then we have the troll cross, which is, by the way, the official symbol of the medics running around.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, yeah, maybe cut out strip and make it a little bit smaller.
Yeah, we can squeeze it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Didn't have words.
Nah, can't have all the words all the time. That would be cheating.
That looks good. Ooh. Yeah, looks good.
Okay, then I'm just gonna add some.
Maybe some.
Okay,
Maybe some of the letters are darkened closer to where the sparks are.
Yeah, definitely can do that. I'm just gonna add some shadow. A little hint of shadow, anyways.
That one was really thick towards the bottom.
Yeah.
That one, last one was stronger.
Yep.
Saw it.
Actually, I felt it.
With the sparks there, those some of those shadows might be highlights instead.
Yeah, they might be. But right now I'm just gonna get down the shapes, and then I can quickly change.
Right. Yeah.
What's going on? There, and then I'm gonna get some of the glow. Just gonna try to use that. And just gonna spray in. Let's see. So the S would work. The F would probably work. Well, I say F because it looks like an F, but it's obviously an A.
Yeah.
ML, that would not work. It's been cut off. Dots work. And it's okay. OG is probably fucked.
Yeah. The D and R as well, but the E and P might work still.
Yeah, let's say that the two last letters work, but the D and R are probably ruined. Like that, and then I go in and I'm gonna grab a darker value. To show it's been shut down. Yep. So you.
DNR. There we go.
Like that. Now we transport this entire thing.
Behind the
So I'm just gonna oop. Merge these layers. Remove that. Now let's see, how far back do I have to drag you?
There we go.
Yeah, so just about there. Yeah, it's properly damaged.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
So that is Mimi's 2.0. And finally, also his kid brother, 1.0.
Yep.
All done.
Well done. Just
Yeah.
3 minutes overtime.
Yeah, which is not much when you think about it.
No, it's not. We have had
No.
streams going further before.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, this that brought an end to this these two guys, which were amazing to be able to get to do, because we've had these encounters ever since we first made the game.
Yeah, they have been with us almost the entire time. One of the few ones.
One of the very few ones. It's probably like you could count on maybe one hand or two hands, maybe at most, encounters that have been with us the entire way.
Yeah.
Unchanged. But yeah, that was this guy. Now, for the interesting part, we did say we had a slight announcement to make.
Yeah.
It will look like this is going to be the last stream that we are going to make in a while, because we are currently gathering our forces to start another project.
Well, continue
another project. It's more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more continuing. It's more rearranging and rethinking a few things, and also to redistribute our energies into other parts of the business and other parts of trying to get our games to the market.
Yeah, basically. So for these last, let's say maybe I don't know, is it 9 months or something that we've been doing these illustrations for. Actually, it's a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Let's say a year. The last year we've been doing the illustrations for this game like this, and we've been working a little bit on both of the games.
We started the stream in May or something last year, and we've been doing this for a while. Random Encounters started about in January this year.
Yeah, and we also did, before we started doing this, we were working on Evil 101. Finishing up graphics, etc. And we're doing a lot of streams around that. But now it's time for us to return to Evil 101. And we have several balls in the air, trying to make this into a physical reality for most people, not just us. So in the attempt to make sure that this is going to go well, we're going to just double down on that and put this
On
fine
hold.
project here on hold.
Yeah, it
While
will be
we
back
just
in some form. It might not be the form we have today, but random encounters and streaming will most probably be taken up again at some point.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there is a slight possibility that there might be like small one-offs and stuff like that in between everything else we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But we won't do weekly shows like this. That we won't do. Also, we do have a member of the team who will more or less, well, not even more or less, he will totally take control of
Yeah.
everything that we do on social media.
A new
And we will
member
follow
of the team,
his
actually.
yes, and we will follow his word to the letter on that point.
Yeah.
So
we are socially incompetent.
yes, which we have proven again and again, and we're very proud of it.
Yeah.
So, but thanks for the for joining us on the journey so far. We will be back with more news, and we will also be back with other streams, other times. But for now, we would just like to say thank you for having joined us.
Thank you very much. For
And,
all of us, not just the two of us.
Yeah. I mean, we're actually less than half of the people involved now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you very much for joining us on our little rambling travel through all sorts of strange areas. And we're looking forward to basically be able to give you some really good news after a while.
Yeah. So follow us on social media to keep in touch with what that will be and when we will be back and what other things we will be doing outside of this platform.
Yeah. So yeah, just follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. Join us on the Discord. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more information that we can drop there. These VODs will be posted in full on YouTube, as always. And of course, there will be other streams on Twitch and Facebook later on. And we will also be working on getting more content to the TikTok. But that is going to be dependent on what our social media curator is going to say. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, for now, thank you very much. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.